An eclipse tomorrow at 3:33 a.m. It's going to be different times and visualizations. I'll put a little map here for your time zone if you are in the USA. I'm pretty sure this will be a total visible eclipse for everyone to see. I've been in a really inward hermiting space. That's like all the Virgo energy we have. It's really feminine. This energy is super feminine, as much as we have going on in the cosmos with tropical and Vedic astrology. There's a lot to chat about. So this video will be talking about tropical placements, as I feel like tropical astrology is a little more present timing, and Vedic astrology is a little more ahead. So we might feel, we might feel the Vedic effects more after, or the days after the eclipse takes place, and leading up to the eclipse, you might feel more of the tropical energy. That's at least how I interpret astrology when it comes to tropical and Vedic, because I see truth in both systems, as the Vedic is more sky based on the exact point of the constellations. But if we think about light speed, it takes time for that light to reach us. It's not so immediate. So so our full moon is approaching, and it's going to be in the sign of Virgo. As every full moon is in the opposite sign of where the sun is currently positioned right now. And again, I'm talking about tropical astrology. Vedic will have different placements. Not only do we have our sun in Pisces right now, we also have Mercury, Mars, Venus, our North Node. I think there's one more that is currently in Pisces right now. So don't quote me, go check it out to make sure that it's actually accurate. But all I know is we have a lot of Pisces energy right now, and that's why this is so intense. I believe Virgo and Pisces to be the spiritual axis. So this is really affecting our body as well as our psyches and our spiritual energies, our soul energies. Virgo rules house 6, which is all about hygiene, health, and our daily routines, and the ways that we formulate our days. And Pisces rules over house 12, which is the house of spirit, dreams, undoing, and even like death in a way. Not so much as the 8th house, but it has a series of endings of spiritual like untimeliness. It's all about the soul essence, really. Not in a Pluto, Scorpio way, but in a Pisces, Neptunian way. Like no boundaries. Think about the ocean, okay? And Pisces is also a water sign, and Virgo is an earth sign. Virgo also represents the earth priestess, the ability to bring an alchemy of the earth into our world, and through plants, through herbs, through even like the cleansing and the analysis of something. Virgo creates order and organization as its purpose. It feels purposeful. It feels most purposeful when it is of use. So it has that overactive kind of OCD energy, like I have to be doing something. Whereas Pisces is a little more non-linear, smooth, and kind of chaotic in a way. Think about the ocean. It's like there's really no boundaries. There's really no set rhythm and tone to the ocean. It can be waves crashing or smooth water. But also the depth of the ocean, going really deep into the psyche here, as Mercury is in Pisces. We have so much Pisces energy right now, which is asking us to slow down, to take our time, to rest, to be in the astral, in the dream space, and receiving our messages in our dreams, working in our astral bodies, working with our emotions, crying if we need to, getting creative, and actually allowing things to dissolve. Because eclipses are all about reordering, resetting, getting back on track, observing as well, observing what has been happening for the past 6 months, and taking stock of that, seeing how that has improved our lives or not, what has changed in that 6 month time period. It's a very emotional time for this world, this planet, and I believe every single being on it right now. Very emotionally turbulent. So it's really important that we are addressing the emotions, and it's going to be a multi-layered thing. It could be things in our present day life that we're seeing collectively. It could be childhood things. It could be wounds that are resurfacing that we thought we healed, that we have not healed yet, that still need a little bit more self-forgiveness, and not chastising the self, which is kind of where Virgo comes in. The shadow of Virgo is that like perfectionism and shame if we're not perfect, or shame if we're not clean enough or too clean. That's where the balance of mess and order come in. Pisces is like the mess and the chaos. The reason for the chaos is there's something there. There is a reason for chaos as well. And Virgo is the organization, the purity of it. Shadow of Pisces is it can get too messy. It doesn't want to get organized. It doesn't want to bring order to the chaos. The shadow of Virgo is not wanting to bring a little bit of flexibility to such a rigid system. Something else really, really important with the shadows of Virgo to bring up is like the purity concepts and the concepts of purity, and demonizing things that we don't believe to be pure because what these systems rooted in decay have taught us. Pretty much demonizing our natural human nature, or demonizing making mistakes, demonizing not being perfect. That is also a huge shadow of Virgo. This hits my chart very deeply as I'm a North Node, 12th house, South Node, 6th house. So I really struggle a lot with like being hard on myself, and perfection, what is perfect, what is messy, and what is too much, too little, and the purity, like shaming what is natural within humans to experience and grow through, and what is actually really something that's distorted and inverted and harmful for me to engage with, or experiment with. And that's when Pisces comes in with that like soothing balm of self-forgiveness and unconditional love. Pisces is all about unconditional love, even martyrdom, like self-sacrifice for a larger cause, which is also a shadow as well. It's like looking at where we have been pouring too much of ourselves into places that aren't necessarily healthy for us. So it's definitely a time to slow down and really be present with ourselves, and be self-aware of the energy that we are emitting out, but also the energy that we're allowing to affect us, and like what energy and information are we taking in, and that's affecting the ways that we're filtering energy outward. Also looking at the residual energy from previous relationships, and really bringing in that concept of self-forgiveness and forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, to set us free so that we're not stuck in the past or stuck and rigid on something. Virgo without Pisces is very sterile, whereas Pisces without Virgo is just chaos. We need actually a really decent, wholesome balance of both. And that's why I love this axis so much. It's such like a juxtaposition or a contradiction, because there's so really opposites, and I've dealt with these themes so much in my life, as I also have a midheaven in Virgo, and I'm very water dominant with a Pisces moon. and a lot of 12th house activity in my chart. So take baths, make nourishing meals, write out your feelings, dance, let loose, create new routines, take stock and observe the last 6 months and how that has affected you. Take stock of your environment and see what needs to be reordered or changed around for a better flow and feng shui coming in your life. Release judgment and bring in the soothing balm of self-forgiveness and forgiveness of others.